YouTube, Twitter and my website, and hopefully we will actually make our destination in one piece. This is a place we're fortunate to actually live here, about 20 miles away from the site itself, and we try to visit 3 or 4 times a year. So I'm taking on a circular route around they've closed them, so I can't actually take you inside. These are recreations of the huts from 4,000 years ago. Okay, so we're going to turn in a minute, and going to head up. I've got my hood down. I'm going to head up along the walk. I think today might be a good day to actually stay on the road. Now, Agelika is following me. She may catch me up, I don't know. But I'm going to do this. I've decided. So, you are on a live walk towards one of the most important monuments in the UK. And it's going to take us about 20 minutes to get there. I could have cheated. Well, it's not cheating, I suppose. A lot of people walk where I'm going, but there are regular buses as well. And today, as you can see, the marshals are out in force to make sure that everybody is well looked after. Site itself is maintained by English Heritage. Okay. Right. And we're off. We're on a walk. Now, one of the joys of having the weather today, like it is that there's nobody else doing this. As you can see, as far as you can see ahead, there's nobody else walking with us today. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you straight on the walk. You should be able to recognise where I'm headed. And there is one of the aforementioned buses actually heading straight towards us. Now, as always with these walks, and I'm going to be doing quite a few this year, I have no idea whether this is actually broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. I cannot, as you'll understand, see the comments. I can just about see where I'm going. So I will answer the comments once we return from wherever we're going. And I shall sit down with a coffee and remember the day that I was foolish enough to actually set out in the rain and show you something rather special. But I can, right, okay. Now I just twigged. They said that there's matting, might be slippy today, so I'm not sure how close we're going to get. We should try though. Okay, if the rain gets too hard, then this transmission will just stop, and we'll wait for another fine day as we head towards summer and opening up the UK. England starts tomorrow, and I think we're all looking forward to one step nearer normality. And it's just the freedom to get out and about. Now, if we turn around slowly, I just pan. You can see this is farmland, and if I go around slowly, you can see that we've left the visitor centre behind. Looks like an airport, doesn't it? But that's the new visitor centre. The road that I'm walking on at the moment used to be the main road via Stonehenge. I've said it now, you know where we're going. We're going to Stonehenge. and this was the main roadway, and they decided, English Heritage decided, that they would actually develop a new visitor centre, which you saw behind me a moment ago, and that would serve. But also they wanted to return Stonehenge to something like it was 4,000 years ago. So the only traffic that can get anywhere near close to Stonehenge are the authorised buses. And it's all included in the price. The price at the moment is around about £28 or $40 to visit for the day. If you'd booked in for today, then yeah, you can get the best of English weather. So this road was closed and a new road was constructed further away from Stonehenge. So the buses can use this road, but no other traffic can. So it's effective, this private road. And the thing is that, as you can see from where we are, we can't actually see Stonehenge. And only when we get beyond the woods will we actually see the henge itself. But this is the exact walk that you would take. It's about just short of 0.8 of a mile to actually walk from the visitor centre up. On a fine day you'll find people promenading along here because it's quite a good walk, because there's no other traffic, there's just the odd bus coming past, and it's good to get out in the fresh air and get some steps, which is one of the reasons that I'm actually doing these broadcasts, combining the broadcasts with actually getting some steps. Now, there are 3 footpaths that you can take. We've gone past one of them, it's on the left hand side, and then in a moment we'll come to one on the right hand side. But given the weather today, you'll forgive me for actually staying on the road. Again, just a reminder, if you're watching live, thank you, but I cannot see your comments at the moment, understandably, but I will get to them afterwards. Now, the technology I'm using is by Switchboard.live, and Switchboard.live has been going since 2013, I think, and they're allowing me to go from my Samsung mobile direct to their website, and then from their website it's been sent out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter and my website. And it's all so sweet. The thing is, when I first started using this, I would have to broadcast from home and then set out on a walk. But with the latest technology and the latest release of Switchboard Live, I can actually start a live broadcast from anywhere that I have a 4G signal. And I hope my 4G signal is holding up. The only change I've had to make is I bought a camera program on my mobile phone. I'll post details later. And the camera app is the one that's taking the pictures at the moment. That's its one job, is to actually capture the picture. And its second job is it can transmit in RTMP. Now, RTMP, real-time messaging protocol, is a way of transferring video, audio and data from one place to another. And it's been around longer than Facebook Live. It's tried and tested technology, created by Adobe, and they released parts of it so that people can actually use it for free. So that's a tech giant actually giving back to the community, much in the way that Google did with WebRTC, which is how we can broadcast live on the web. And all the technology that we're actually using cost billions to develop, but we get to use it daily, and if we've got an internet signal, it's free. Right, we're approaching the brow of the hill. On the left hand side you can see a maintained wood, and there are paths through the wood. It is a mini nature reserve, and on a sunny day, which today definitely is not, then you can actually take refuge in the shade of the trees while you eat your sandwiches. And right, now I'm hoping Agelika does catch me up, because I'm the one carrying the sandwiches today. Angelika's got the bottles of water and I'm carrying the sandwiches. Okay. And I used to say when we're doing a marathon walk, I'll come to that in a second, every step is a step forward and a step nearer. So we are getting nearer, and you can see as I do another panorama, because I can again, and there is no sign of Agelika. So I can only assume that Agelika is actually in front of me. She just walked faster than I do. So I hope to actually catch her up at Stonehenge, because Agelika has the tickets for us to get in Stonehenge. Now, Stonehenge is a national monument, and as such you can see it for free. You don't have to pay. You can walk through the countryside, but the difference is that if you're doing it for free, then you do not get as near to Stonehenge as people who've paid, and therefore there's a perimeter fence which you've got to stay behind, and you're not allowed in unless you booked a ticket. Now, booking tickets, if you go to the English Heritage site, English Heritage, and you search for Stonehenge, then you'll get all the details of how to book. But the thing is that booking in advance, as we have to at the moment, it's sort of potluck on the weather, and you're either going to get a sunny day, or like today you're going to get a day which is rather wet. But having told people that I'd actually be broadcasting from Stonehenge today, I thought, let's go for it, it's only water. So you can book on the English Heritage site, and that gives you a reference number. You need the reference number when you actually get to the booking office and reception, and give them the ticket number and your National Trust card or your English Heritage card, and you can actually visit the site. And then you've got two choices. I said one, walking, which is what I'm doing now, and the second one is on the shuttle bus, which operates basically as soon as it gets full it goes, but today it's probably operating on a 10-minute schedule. If you're coming up on the bus, it takes you about 5 minutes to get here. If you're walking, as we are today, and I say we, I mean everybody's watching live, then it takes about 20-25 minutes. Although on a wet day it may take a little longer. So everything's still working. Now, if the rain does get heavier, then I will just stop the broadcast and I'll see you all on Monday. So let's watch out for that one. I'm bringing the camera. Actually, I could do that. I can bring the camera closer to me so it's actually covered by the hood. Hopefully you're still getting a good signal as we walk through the rain. And over on that side is the wood that you can actually, it's a parallel route. You can either walk on the road as we're doing, which is the safest bet today, or you can walk through the maintained wood on your left, or the maintained wood on your right. Now there is a path which goes the other side of this wood, which goes through the fields, and we normally, on a normal day, would walk up the other side of this little forest towards the stones, visit the stones, and then walk back through the forest on your left. The round trip, the way we do it, is about 3 miles. But as a direct route, we're going today, as I say, it's about 0.8 of a mile. Right. Okay, now I'm in the shelter of the trees at the moment, which is helping. And every step is a step closer. If you're watching live, please comment. If you've got questions about Stonehenge, please comment. Agelika and I both know how lucky we are to actually live so close. I mean, the drive here took 30 minutes. And then we sat in the car and thought, well, we've got 2 choices here. We can have our sandwiches in the car and turn around, or we can actually go out. So we decided to go out. Agelika is actually testing a new walking app today, which is why she's not here, but we will join up at Stonehenge. In fact, we've got to join up at Stonehenge because Agelika got the tickets. Okay. Now, at the visitor centre, from tomorrow, you can actually sit inside, and it's a beautiful English heritage cafe. English heritage cafes have an excellent reputation for quality food at reasonable prices. Today we'll get a takeaway coffee. Tomorrow we could sit in and have a 3-course meal. Depends what, oh, sun's coming out. Depends what you actually want. So you can dine at the centre, either on your way in or your way out. The other thing is that there is a museum, and the museum tells the story of Stonehenge from 4,500 years ago, and it's an interactive exhibition. It is worth going in. It's part of your ticket price, and going to the exhibition, and you can either do it before you go on the walk or the bus, or you can do it afterwards. And the guy driving the bus is thinking, what is that plonker doing? Okay, that's an English term for somebody who's eccentric, who's walking in the rain. But I'm doing it because some future days I can look back on this and think, why did you get so wet through? Why not wait till a sunny day? Well, the thing is, because you actually book in advance, you can't guarantee that you're going to get a sunny day. And the weather is so changeable at the moment. I mean, in the UK, it's currently about 2 to 3 degrees below normal. So, yeah. Right. This is on everybody's bucket list. If you come to the UK and you take a coach tour from London, then you may well find that you can easily get to Stonehenge, and the tour will include Salisbury Cathedral, again, which is 20 miles away from us, and Avebury Stone Circle, which is not as famous as Stonehenge, probably down to marketing, but it is nevertheless a wonder of the world from 4,500 years ago. They've been trying to answer the question, why was this built, and they haven't yet come up with a definitive answer. The stones came from Malmesbury. No, not Malmesbury. What's the other place called? I should have Agelika with me now. I've got to revise before I come out. Not Malmesbury. Marlborough. Okay, the stones come from, some of the stones come from Marlborough. Some of the stones come from the south of Wales. And of course they had to be transported over, Marlborough is about 30 miles away from here. So they had to transport the stones 30 miles. And the way they did it was to fell trees, smooth the trees down to make rollers out of them. And the stone was pushed along, one roller at a time, taking a roller out at the back, putting it at the front, roller out at the back, putting it at the front. And that's the way they were actually able to move the stone on rollers. How they got stones from Wales? Well, slightly, obviously once got to landed in England. They've got the same way of doing it. But gargantuan effort. And in the excavations that take place regularly in the area, because Stonehenge is part of a larger landscape, they found the small village where the people who actually built Stonehenge lived whilst it was being built, and they know from items recovered that people came down from Scotland, came across from Wales, came from Ireland, and also came across from Europe. And we're talking 4,500 years ago. Now, if my history is correct, in actual fact, at that point, or close to that point, you could actually walk across the English Channel from Europe into England. And is this bus going to go near me, or is he pulling out? He's pulling out. It's very kind of him. Okay. And there's somebody up ahead who's doing the same thing. Well, not, they're not actually filming, but they are walking. And I am wetter than a wet thing. It is. Okay. I need to go into a drying room at some point. The cows have given up. They're just sat in the fields thinking, okay, the rain's setting. And that's another thing. Before setting out today, we thought, well, let's check with Accuweather and see whether it's going to rain today. And we checked in devisors, and the rain was due to come and go during the course of the day. And then I set the destination as Amesbury, which is about 5 miles away from here, and I have never seen this before. When I looked at the Amesbury page on Accuweather, it said that the chance of hello. How's it going? It's going well. Take care. There was a 98% chance of rain today. That's 98% chance of rain. I think they got that one right. The only thing is that it was going to rain from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. And there were Agelika and I hoping that once we got over the hill, close to Stonehenge, that the skies would miraculously clear. But it didn't happen. As you can see, up ahead of us is the coach stop. The coach brings you as close to Stonehenge as it can. You're dropped off, your ticket is checked, and then you can go walk about around the henge. And we've been told by a wonderful lady in the ticket office that the mats today, as you'll see, there's matting all the way around Stonehenge for people to walk on, are a little bit slippy, so we've been warned. So I'm going to get to the close to the henge as I can, so that you can actually see Stonehenge. And then I'm going to switch the camera off. But I hope you've enjoyed this walk in the rain, and I hope it's dry wherever you are. And everything's still working, which is good. But the rain is getting harder, so it is. If I could, oh good God, have you seen that? Oh, wunderschön. Which isn't swearing, but I've got to check the traffic that way and the traffic this way, and I've got to gently walk on the crown of the road. Okay, and look at that, the floods are coming, the water is coming down this side, crossing the road, and then the river is getting higher by the minute, so those wetlands are getting wetter and wetter. Back on the footpath now, because I don't want to suddenly see a bus in front of me, but I do want to get closer so you can see Stonehenge. I hope Agelika has not been stood there for too long, because there is no shelter. It's a bit strange. They could have a shelter. The entrance is on the left, so if we're looking for anybody, Agelika should be on the left hand side. Is anybody walking over there? Can we see Agelika walking through the fields? And I think that this may well be, sorry about the wobble, your first view of Stonehenge, and my camera is going slightly awry. I've got a wire. I've got a wire tangled. Okay. I'm going to keep it straight. And of course, with the timing, I don't know where Agelika is. Alright, so you can see Stonehenge on the horizon, but I can't get there until Agelika arrives. Oh, she's there. Yeah, that's Agelika. So just watch Agelika come closer and closer. She's got her umbrella. That's a wise manoeuvre. But you can see it's covered in all the way around. There is just no stopping the rain today. And I can take you over here while we're waiting for Agelika to give us access. I didn't think I'd actually get here quicker than she did, because I'm obviously carrying the camera and watching where I'm going. But I can, whilst we're waiting for Agelika. The gentleman there is checking people's tickets. If you don't have a ticket, then this is the path that you can actually take to get closer to the henge, and it's free. Yeah, my ticket is there. Right, okay.
You've not got a ticket?
Yeah, I got a ticket. My ticket is in my partner's.
Oh yeah, so
okay.
you're in this way then, sir.
Okay, fine. I just need to wait. It's all right. I'm doing for my sins. I decided today I would actually film.
Wow, is the phone waterproof?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good then.
I'd actually film all the way from the visitor centre up to here.
Oh, yeah.
And I managed to do that. I'm just going to go up to the henge and then I'm going to switch off. But I am sodden.
It's
Today's, you know.
It's a really
I mean, the thing is, you can't pick you pick your day, but you can't pick your weather.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
It did say we were going to have thunder and lightning today. We haven't had any lightning so far, but it didn't say it was going to be 4-star rain. Whereas
yeah.
Is, isn't it? It's pretty horrendous.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can go in. I mean, they're pretty wet. You can wait on the bench if you want.
All right.
But
Okay.
I'll let her in.
Okay. Thank you.
And obviously, you're more than welcome to hop on the bus on the way back.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
In this today, we might accept that.
Walking up once and braving it in this weather, that's definitely commendable enough.
Okay.
Hello. Oh, don't worry, just go on in. I'm sure you've got it.
Right, Agelika is about to catch up. So we're walking around the edge of the bus park, and hopefully Agelika will join me in a minute. Agelika! As we come off the matting, which we're told, and I'm going to say it in a minute when I actually get off it, we're told that the matting was slippy. Hello Agelika! But we've made it. Different paths. Do you come next to the wood?
Let's go. Allora vamos. Oh, sorry, you want me where?
No, I don't want you anywhere. I just want to talk to you. Did you come up through the woods?
Only the last bit.
All right.
I
Okay.
wanted to see what it was like, so I went in at the woods, and then that bit was fine.
Yeah.
I think the first bit was a bit dodgy.
Right. So there you have it. Your first view of Stonehenge, and we'll get as close as we can. And then, as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the phone off. It was called. Well, the guy at the gate was very kind, but he did think it quite an achievement to actually walk up here carrying a camera. I don't think that's what he was thinking. I think he was being polite.
Well, let me tell you, he didn't want to see my ticket.
No.
He believed me. He said, "You've gone through anyway, so I'm sure you've got the ticket."
Yeah. And over there, what have we got over there? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Just talk about it.
Well, over there is Lark Hill,
Right. Okay.
which is predominantly army village,
Mhm.
where that was my first place to live when I moved to England.
Right.
So coming from a big city called Dortmund to a little army village with 2 shops, I think. I can't remember them.
Okay. So if you're not paid for a ticket, you go through the gate there and you can walk along the path there. And as we've paid for a ticket, we can walk on this side of the fence. This sodden, isn't it?
Just careful.
Right. Now what happens with this footpath we're on at the moment is it moves. And as they go into summer, we'll be taken closer to the henge. But for the moment, we're kept a safe distance so the ground can actually recover. So I'll stop for a second, and there's Stonehenge. And if I knew how to zoom in with this camera, I would. But I've got cover now. No more rain. There we have it, Stonehenge and people visiting. I'm just going to go around the far side and then I'll switch off for this broadcast. Again, this has been done via Switchboard.live. It's okay, love. This has been done via Switchboard.live. I'm broadcasting from a Samsung mobile phone, and this broadcast is going out to Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and my website. On a final happy note, since I started work using Switchboard.live, I have been asked to do a review of Switchboard.live, which will be posted on their website. So looking forward to doing that either tonight or tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, as always, I don't know whether this is still broadcasting or not, but if it is, all good. I've invested in unlimited broadband, unlimited 4G, so I'm not going to run out. I've got my phone fully charged and I've got a battery pack with me as well, so I've got that angle covered. I think this has worked well. Right, I just need to. There's a bench over there. Can we get? Just stand here for a moment. So people walking around, and there are other sites in the locale, and on a sunny day, people do flock here. Are you okay walking around with the camera? Yep, okay. I'll go around then. Give people the full excursion as we've got this far. I do believe that we're blessed. It's stopped raining. How's that? Well, it's not raining. Yep. The sun is almost coming through. I felt it earlier, but what's going on? Okay. Right.